Well, I mean, you got the lightweight, the 155 female division. Would there be another one that you might think about?
The ladies, I thought Marielle and Kayla put on a good show. I mean, for as long as it lasted. If the referee didn't stop the fight, I mean, Marielle wouldn't have quit. You know what I mean? And that showed a lot of heart, and I was really proud of what she did. And of course, Kayla, what she did, and Kayla's truly amazing. Well, of course, I mean, to answer your question, let's get this women division first, and then we'll look at somewhere down the line in the near future.
Don't worry, I'll be pushing them. Don't worry.
Love it.
We women got to stick together, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And Kayla, you're no stranger to having to work really hard to get to this position that you're in, and this is one of the best organizations where you're actually earning your spot. How does that feel, and how did the Olympics prepare you for that?
Well, again, it's, you know, I always hesitated to come into the MMA world simply because it was very entertainment driven. You know, I'm not really a flashy talker. I mean, I do talk some trash, but it's mostly just to my boyfriend. I like to keep it humble in the cage. And I was on the fence about whether or not I would have an MMA career. And I sat down with Carlos and Ray a couple years ago, and I said to them, listen, like, MMA should be a sport. It shouldn't be an entertainment. You know, there should be brackets. And there should be a tournament, and there should be, if you win, you advance. And they listened to that, and I'm sure they heard it multiple times, and then they made my dreams come true. You know, they created this thing where the best of the best get to succeed. And I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time before other athletes and other MMA fighters realize this and say, hey, we want to fight for the PFL. How do we get in here? It's going to be too late. We already got all our spots taken, you know what I mean?
And I do agree with Kayla because, you know, I come from a martial arts background as well. And for me, fighting is fighting, and it's a sport. It's not, I've never been a guy that stood up here, I'm going to tear your head off for this and this and that. Talk is cheap. Action speaks louder than words. And that's what PFL league is, and it's a sport, like Kayla said. So we're very proud of what everybody's done.
Quick question for Kayla. I overheard part of what you were saying to Sean earlier before they started, that you had wanted to work on, missed that. What were you looking forward to working on?
You're going to make me talk about it in front of everyone?
You don't have to, but
yeah, so I mean, obviously, I was a little bit disappointed in my performance just because I've been working very hard on my striking, and you know, my coaches, every day I do striking in some way, shape, or form, whether it's Muay Thai with Anderson, whether it's boxing with Daya, whether it's drilling with Coach Mike. You know, I'm constantly working on becoming a well-rounded MMA fighter. And to go in there and throw one jab and then go to the clinch is like, everyone says, listen, that's what you are, you're a grappler. But I don't want to be a grappler. I want to be the best MMA fighter in the world, and that's it. So I'm not going to be happy until I get a knockout, or I kick someone's head off, or I, you know, punch them in the face really hard on my feet. So, what?
Well,
You're good at that, so do you have any advice for me?
Yeah, take the wins when they come, you know? That's my advice.
No, of course I want to win. The goal is always to win, but I want to be perfect.
And is there a thought to lowering down in weight a little bit to try and make their upcoming divisions, or is that just too much weight to cut?
You know, I walk around at 160, 165 pounds, and I had always sort of assumed that I was going to have to eventually fight at 145, but the PFL came to me and they said, listen, Kayla, we want you to be strong, we want you to be healthy, and we want to, you know, break down some of these barriers. Girls, the average weight for an American female is 166 pounds, so it's not like I'm abnormal. I mean, I am a freak of nature, but, you know, the thing is, like, girls come in all shapes and sizes too. You know, we don't just fit into these, you know, this 20-pound weight allowance that is currently in the sport of MMA. So I'm happy to be a role model, and I'm happy to use my platform to let girls and boys all over the world know that big is beautiful, strong is beautiful, and being yourself is what makes you really a champion.
And last question for Sean. You were able to avoid a lot of some of the really tricky parts of Magalhães' BJJ game, the leg lock specifically. Is that something you've trained specifically for lately with Vinny in mind? Or, like, who's your BJJ coach? How did this all come about?
I've trained my entire career under Jeremy Horn, and he doesn't get nearly the respect he deserves as a pioneer in jiu-jitsu. And he's not a Brazilian guy. He's an American jiu-jitsu guy, and he was the architect of that grappling machine in the Militich fighting systems back in its prime, you know? And he just moved to Salt Lake City and owns a sleepy little gym, and I've been fortunate enough to train with him. So Vinny is obviously world-class and amazing, but he's not the only black belt I've trained with for the last 11 years. He's not the only nightmare on the ground that I've been around. You know, I train with Jeremy every single day. So, yeah, we didn't work leg locks specifically for this because Vinny says leg locks don't work, so I didn't think he'd be attacking them. But yeah, I work with great grapplers, black belts on a regular basis, and in this camp I was fortunate enough to have some big, strong ones to help me out, and we got the job done.
Guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I also want to congratulate Felipe Lins. Yeah, he wasn't able to make it here, but he's doing well. He's our heavyweight champion of the world for the PFL in 2018. So congratulations to Felipe. Congratulations to all the fighters, Kayla, Ray. Like to thank our PFL owners. Our CEO Pete Murray's here. All of the folks that have helped us get us through the season, and thanks for covering us. And please keep your eye out on us because there's even bigger things to come in 2019. So thanks very much.
Thanks, everybody.